Coming up on today's episode of the Airborne Unlimited, Colorado NIMBYs keep harassing skydivers and losing in court. NASA locates Chandrayaan-1 lunar orbiter, and Florida aviators demand TFR relief. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's March 21st, 2017, and this is Airborne Unlimited. One of the most persistent, if not outright obnoxious, anti-airport NIMBY fights just won't go away even after numerous legal defeats and many thousands of dollars of losses. Members of the group Citizens for Quiet Skies in Boulder County, Colorado, are not giving up in their quest to force Mile-Hi Skydiving to stop flying near their homes. In 2015, a Boulder District Court Judge denied every claim brought in a lawsuit by the group, which contends that Mile-Hi Skydiving owner Frank Casares is a nuisance and negligent in the way he runs his business. The group says that the company's airplanes are unusually loud when flying over their homes. Judge Judith LaBuda disagreed and told all parties they should move on from the matter, but instead CQS took the case to the Colorado Court of Appeals, where they were also rebuffed. So now Colorado resident Kimberly Gibbs and her small citizens group has asked for a review from the Colorado Supreme Court. Gibbs says she knows getting the case before the state Supreme Court is a long shot, but she felt obligated to take that final step. An attorney for Casares said the claims made by the group have been absurd, and the case lacks any legal merit. Anybody need to find a satellite? A new application of interplanetary radar pioneered by scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory have successfully located spacecraft orbiting the moon, one active and one dormant. Marina Brozovic, a radar scientist at JPL and principal investigator for the test project, said, "We have been able to detect NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and the Indian Space Research Organization's Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft in lunar orbit with ground-based radar. Finding LRO was relatively easy as we were working with the mission's navigators and had precise orbit data where it was located. Finding Indian's Chandrayaan-1 required a bit more detective work because the last contact with the spacecraft was in August of 2009. Hunting down LRO and rediscovering Chandrayaan-1 have provided the start for unique new capability. Working together with the large radar antennas at Goldstone, Arecibo, and Greenbank demonstrated that they can detect and track even small spacecraft in lunar orbit. Ground-based radars could possibly play a part in the future robotic and human missions to the moon, both for a collisional hazard assessment tool and as a safety mechanism for that spacecraft that encounter navigation or communication issues." After the break, can the airlines be more transparent?
The Bristol Light Sport aircraft is what you are looking for. The Bristol is wider than a Cirrus, faster than a Skyhawk, offers more storage than a Husky, and comes standard with Garmin avionics. So what are you waiting for? Visit Bristol.com to find out how you can get into a Bristol today.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com.
Explore no limits flying in the FAA-certified Sea Ray Amphibious LSA, one of the top 3 best-selling LSAs in the U.S. Progressive Aerodyne Sea Ray comes equipped with a Rotax engine and exhibits extraordinary handling on land, water, and in the air. Check it out at www.searay.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, the new AMA drone report, our website, or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. Representative Rick Larsen has introduced the Know Before You Fly Act. Legislation, he says, is aimed at boosting consumer protections for air travelers. Larsen, the ranking Democrat on the House Transportation Committee's Aviation Subcommittee, introduced H.R. 1420 with Representative Peter DeFazio. Larsen said, Unexpected fees and lengthy delays are two surefire ways to ruin someone's trip. By requiring airlines to be more transparent about baggage fees and how they will help passengers affected by large-scale network meltdowns, this bill would institute long overdue consumer protections for folks who fly. Larson says H.R. 1420 would direct more transparency from airlines in terms of what services will be provided to air travelers during mass flight delays and cancellations resulting from computer network failures, as well as require airlines to inform passengers about any baggage and ancillary fees at the front end of the transaction. In 2015 and 2016, numerous airline computer network failures delayed or canceled tens of thousands of flights, stranding millions of travelers. The Know Before You Fly Act guarantees travelers affected by widespread network disruptions that delay or cancel flights know what relief they can expect from airlines before purchasing a ticket. Every Tuesday, we look ahead at some of the more interesting events in the aviation universe. Here's this week's Aero-Calendar. The LA County Air Show is on the schedule for March 25th and 26th, 2017, featuring the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Greg Wired Collier, Rob Holland, Vicky Benzing, Bill Stein, Matt Chapman, Rob Harrison, The Tumbling Bear, Paul Sticky Strickland, Bill Barak of Smoke and Thunder, the Patriot Parachute Team, and an amazing assortment of classic aircraft and warbirds. Check out LACountyAirShow.com for more info. There's an EAA Ford Tri-Motor tourist stop coming up this Friday, March 24th from 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. in Goodyear, Arizona at the Phoenix Goodyear Airport. Climb aboard one of the first mass-produced airliners and step back in time to aviation's golden age. A flight on EAA's Ford Tri-Motor is a flight back into an era where air travel was considered a luxury. Check out EAA.org for more info. The Florida Seaplane Palooza is set for April 1st through 2nd, 2017, in Tavares, Florida on Lake Dora. Tavares is America's seaplane city. The week-long event will be action-packed for pilots, family members, friends, and aviation enthusiasts of all ages. Seaplanes will be arriving throughout the weekend starting on Friday. Log on to seaplanes.org for more info. After these messages, big changes come to the Air Combat Command.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics Personal Jet Kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying. It's time to put your money where your bucket list is. Learn more at SonicsAircraft.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Service members of Air Combat Command welcomed their new commander during a recent change of command ceremony. General James M. Holmes took command from General Herbert Huck Carlisle before a crowd of airmen, civilian, and military dignitaries and community leaders in the 94th Fighter Squadron hangar. The 412th Test Wing's Emerging Technologies Combined Test Force used a quadcopter to conduct a maintenance inspection of the exterior of a C-17 Globemaster III. The C-17 was on loan from Joint Base Lewis McChord and was the first time they flew a small UAS on the flight line and the second time the CTF has used a SUAS in a new application. Flamingo Air's Airline Ground Schools had announced it is now working with the United States Forestry Service to aid them in recruiting avionics and electronics technicians to work for the organization. Airline Ground Schools offers several AET primary certification and endorsement courses at its campus located at Lincoln Airport in Cincinnati, Ohio. In the yuck category, today we regretfully report that a 51-year-old TSA explosive security specialist has been arrested and charged with sending explicit texts to a 13-year-old girl. John Sirac of Baden, Pennsylvania was arrested Tuesday by Allegheny County Police. He faces multiple felony charges. The NBAA has announced 5 new recipients of the 2017 International Operator Scholarships. The International Operator Scholarship provides recipients with funding to pursue professional development within the business aviation careers with a focus on international operations. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now, let's get back to the rest of the news. Members of the Palm Beach County Airport Board plan to continue to push for an easing of flight restrictions at Lantana Airport when President Trump visits his Mar-a-Lago residence. The TFRs imposed when Trump is at his Florida home are severely restricting the ability of aviation businesses at the airport to operate when the president is in town. The Secret Service has told airport officials that there is no room for negotiations concerning the TFRs, but Airport Director Bruce Pelley said that he feels there may be room for some adjustments as federal officials become more familiar with the area. Pelley said at a recent airport board meeting that, in his view, there has been clear indication from the very beginning that over time, flexibility comes into the picture when they get more comfortable and understand what is going on and get less and less violations during his visits here. We still have the opportunity to get that facility open in some form or fashion when he is here. In the meantime, Pelley said that it's very important for local pilots to check NOTAMs and be very conscious of the TFRs when they are in place. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited streams daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Keep flying. We'll see you tomorrow.